This lesson was designed for a third grade history class for geography. The students will learn about 4 different locations in the world: Nigeria, Egypt, People's Republic of China, and Peru. The teacher will help to facilitate a discussion and help the students create questions and categories for their KWL chart on Google Docs. The students will work in groups to conduct their research on the location and, as a final project, create a green screen video using Do Ink on an iPad. The students will present their videos to the class and share them with the teacher so that the teacher can share them on Twitter to reach a wider audience. After all the students present to the class, they will go back and fill in their KWL chart with new information learned. The students will complete a self-evaluation rubric and take a short quiz on Google Forum. The unit standards are based on New York Scope and Sequence and Common Core standards such as using text features and search tools, writing an informative text, conducting a short research project, and recalling information. Bloom's taxonomy is students can describe many features that contribute to their countries. Students can give examples of each of the categories. Students can produce a green screen video. Students can infer the difference and similarities. Students can categorize their research findings, and students can assess their work. Competency. Students will know the location of their country. Students will know the geographic features of their country, and students will know the cultural aspect of their country. To make sure that the students are understanding, they'll understand that each of their country has their own unique features and the culture that helps to shape the communities. The essential questions that they'll be answering are: how do culture, geography, and history shape a community? How are world communities the same, and how are they different? The objective is for the teacher to introduce the topic and create a KWL chart with the students. They'll demonstrate how to properly access and utilize the web to conduct the research, and demonstrate to the students how to use the app Do Ink to create a green screen video. The students will create a KWL chart, conduct research to learn about the key aspects of their countries, and create a green screen video to demonstrate their understanding of the topic. Accommodations, modifications, and extensions. So students should be able to add advanced elements to their videos. They can create their own videos to show their own understanding of the topic at their own level. They'll be paired with partners, and certain features can be turned on to the different devices to accommodate students with visual or hearing impairments, such as Zoom, text-to-speech, speech-to-text, color contrast, using headphones, and they'll also be working in a small group support for a Google Form quiz if needed back at the teacher's table. For extensions, the students can take a virtual field trip using the VR goggles and the devices. The students will be able to use advanced editing features to add more elements to their videos, and they'll be able to answer the higher order thinking questions of: why does geography matter? What are the similarities and differences between our country and the country that they researched? Strategies for differentiation is interest. Having the students be able to choose their own country and giving them the opportunity to pick the one that's more interesting to them, and letting them pair with their own partners that are in the same country. Students will create their own videos to show the understanding at their own level, and teaching students how to use the Do Ink application allows for students to produce their own videos independently instead of the teacher having to do it for them. The iSearch, students are using the computers to conduct their research and create their presentations. The technology can be personalized for organization and collaboration. Students also have the opportunity to explore the countries using the VR goggles, which is much different than looking at the pictures in a textbook. They're doing word processing by utilizing the KWL chart to brainstorm ideas. Reflection, they'll complete a self-evaluation and complete the KWL chart with all the new information that they've learned. And the real-world connection is comparing and contrasting the community that they're learning about to the ones that we live in. So day 1, the teacher will play a brain pop video about geography themes and introduce the countries that the students will be researching. They'll facilitate the discussion on questions and categories to research that could be added to the KWL chart, provide students with secure websites to conduct their research on, show them how to navigate the websites, and allow the students to pick the countries they would like to research. So during that time, the students will watch a video and take notes. They'll brainstorm questions and categories on the KWL chart on Google Docs. They'll practice accessing and navigating the applications and programs while the teacher demonstrates, and they'll choose the country that they would like to do their project on. So the first thing I'm going to show you is the steps to accessing Google Classroom and Google Docs. So you're going to go down to the Chrome button on the home bar and click it, and it's going to open up to Google. You're going to go to sign in. You're going to type in the student account name and your password. You're going to go up to the corner in the box that says Google Apps and click that. Scroll down to More. Click Google Classroom. And now you should see our class over here. As you can see, it says 0 students because no one is enrolled in my class right now. But if you were, you would click the file. And it would open up to any of the files that I've uploaded for this class project. So what they're going to be accessing is the KWL chart. So you're going to click the KWL chart and open it. And this is what they're going to be using for what I know, what I wonder, and what I learned. They're each going to save their own version of it. So they're going to go up to File, make a copy, and then they're going to type their name and save it to class, so that when they edit it with their information, it saves as theirs and the teacher can monitor what each student is doing. The next step is the websites. These are the websites that can be used for student-friendly research. The first one is Kids Search. So same thing, you're going to go down to the bar, you're going to open it up, and in the top bar, you're going to type in www.kidssearch.com and click. On this page, you'll see a search bar here, and the students can type in geography or the country that they're looking for. And up here, you can get images, videos, facts, any news or games that have to do with this country, and it's all safe search engine. The next one that we're going to look at is Cyber Sleuth. cybersleuthkids.com. It's going to open up, and the same thing, you go down here, and this is where the kids would search, or they could go over and find the category geography and click it, find their country, China, and it provides a history, photographs, timelines, anything that they need. And the last one is kidsclick.org. It does not seem to be working today, but this is why you should always be prepared with more than one Google search engine for students. So the next part is student readiness for using the tools. The teacher will demonstrate walkthrough tutorials to students on how to navigate and access the different applications and programs. The teacher will monitor the students and assist when needed and provide a copy of written steps with visuals. The students will practice accessing and navigating the applications at this time so that the teacher can walk around and make sure that the students can properly do it. The activity that they're going to participate in is the teacher will provide the students with a Google document outline to organize their findings, monitor student work in Google Docs, conference with the groups and offer support when needed, and turn on any technical features that would help to accommodate the students. During this time, the students will be conducting research on the countries. They will research the location, geographic features, and cultural aspects of their country and record their findings into a shared Google Doc outline that was provided by the teacher. So if you go into Google Classroom again, you can see that there's a research outline for Peru, the Republic of China, Nigeria, and Egypt. So the students can open up the outline, go to the corner, make their own copy, your name, and then they can edit it all together and they can share it with the other kids in their class so that their partners are all working on the same exact document. That way the teacher can watch and monitor and assist the students whenever needed. The concluding activity for day 1 is the teacher will help to facilitate the discussion, address any concerns or problems the students might be having. The students will share any interesting facts or information they found with their groups, discuss any problems or concerns with their groups, and submit an exit ticket about one interesting fact they learned about their country. For day 2 and 3, the teacher will demonstrate how to access the Do Ink using iPad, which will be in a separate video. They'll demonstrate how to share the video with the teacher after they're done with their recording, monitor and support the students when needed, and provide students with written step-by-step directions with visuals. During day 2, the students will practice accessing Do Ink on the iPad and finish their research. On day 3, they'll provide any time for the students to finish their final project, and day 3, they'll make any final adjustments for their introduction. Developmental activity is day 2, conference with the groups, monitor and offer support. The students will work with their groups to create their green screen video, and they can add any advanced elements to their videos if they have time or if they want to. On day 3, the students will present their videos and assess using a rubric. And day 3, the students will present their videos. For the concluding activity on day 2, it's, again, assisting the students with sharing their videos if needed and providing students with self-evaluation rubrics for them to fill out. During this time, the students will submit their green screen videos to the teacher and complete their self-evaluation rubric. Day 3, have the class as a whole group fill in their KWL chart with information they learned from the classmates' videos and instruct the students on how to access Google Form to take their assessment. On day 3, they'll finish filling out their KWL chart and they'll take the assessment on Google Form. So we'll go back to how to access Do Ink in a separate video, since it is only available on the iPad, which is one of the disadvantages of using this. But the students could also use something called Flipgrid, which is another way of recording a video if you didn't have an iPad to access Do Ink. So to access Google Form, you're going to go back into our class drive, and it says Geography Assessment. The students will click that, and they can take the quiz and submit it, and the teacher can review any responses and give them feedback on how they did. For the self-evaluation rubric, this is what the students will be accessing. It's a 0 through 4, so they met very few requirements, they met some requirements, most of the requirements, all the requirements, or did not meet any of the requirements, and they'll grade themselves and save the rubric again as their own. They can also access the rubric to look at what the teacher will be grading them on, such as the contents that are in the presentation, their knowledge of the topic, they stay on topic, they're engaging, their posture, and eye contact throughout their video as well. So the feedback that my colleague gave me was that Google Classroom, she said, is when you post a Google Doc, you can change the settings to make a copy for each student. So that way, when the student clicks the title of the document, it automatically creates a copy for them instead of having them make their own copies each time. She thought it was a great idea to have how-to sheets, this way that the students can use those resources whenever they need it, which can be accessed in Google Documents as well. It will help to eliminate them coming up and asking for step-by-step instructions, and they're learning how to use the resources to guide their own learning. When discussing the effectiveness of the lesson in terms of impact on students' learning, she said that she thinks the unit would be very effective on students' learning because you are allowing students to present the information they learned. This will allow for levels of understanding to be displayed. Students will be able to be creative and selective on what they want to share. It will be easy for teachers to see what students understood in the bare minimum versus what students went above and beyond, past the requirements of what's on the rubric. She suggested that in the future to have create a green screen video as an option for students to choosing to display their understanding of a topic. So if they were to do a different project, they can choose if they want to write a letter, if they want to create a video, a poster, a play, and so on, because you're providing them with knowledge on how to create a video now, so it could be another option for a way to present their information in a further project. When discussing any issues that occur with technology capabilities, she said as you engage in the lesson that she thinks the how-to sheets would allow students that are still not remembering how to use Do Ink, the app, as a resource to help them do it themselves. It's a way the kids who are really struggling, you'll be able to see them at the table often, and you'll be able to provide them with support using technology needs. She also said that using the Google Docs is a great way to monitor the students. That way you could offer support whenever you see a student struggling, or maybe they're further behind with filling in their chart, or you see that they're completely done, and you can help them to find a different task to start working on one of the extensions. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching.